right. It's week 8. Got 5 weeks left in the quarter to do the thing, to hit all your first quarter goals.
So your opportunities that make you money in Q3.
Yeah. Couple quick announcements. Couple TJ shows. Like I said, we got the Bartonville store. Well, actually on March 6th, come out, brokers, to the Oak Creek Distribution open house in Fort Worth.
Is that on 820?
Yeah.
Falcon Developments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Falcon's Development. We're playing there. Todd Hubbard's hosting a crawfish boil. So bring it on. 3:30 to 5:30 on Thursday. And then we're playing the Bartonville store on the 7th, but that's essentially sold out. And then the NAIOP spring concert on April 23rd. Get your tickets at the Rustic. It's a pretty fun event. It was a good time last year.
Mm-hmm.
Property availabilities, 3450 Bethlehem, 26,787 square feet on 3.41 acres. We can also divide that down to about 7,500 feet on an acre and a half. We got some optionality there. Call Todd Hubbard on that. 1230 South J. Elmer Turner Freeway. We've got 13,000 feet on 2.7 acres paved. It's 4 acres of area total. You can call me. You can call Cole or Caleb at Mercer Company. Parkside, that is a 50,000-foot multi-tenant park. We've got some 5,000-foot vacancies in there. We'd sell the building as well. And then in San Antonio, you can call Jack Mercer on Parkside. And then on Dividend, we have 15,494 square feet, 1.41 acres in San Antonio. Call Colin McClellan at Llano Realty Partners. All right, initial jobless claims. Thought this might go up since all the federal employees are getting axed.
Yeah.
215,000 previous was 213. Housing starts comes out this week as well. Forecast is 1.4 million. Previous is 1.5. Existing home sales was 4.13. Previous was 4.24. All right. Will, how much weight did we put on last week?
28.
Pretty close. 30.
30.
But, Elon's just chipping away at that.
I'm not sure if it's enough, but
you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Doing nothing doesn't work.
Sure. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Yeah. So, but I mean, didn't he find
he's fine.
he found like 2.7 billion in Medicare or something that was Medicaid payments.
Yeah. It sounds like it's snowballing.
Mm-hmm. So, did Doge. I wonder if ChatGPT will tell me. 2.7 trillion.
No.
In improper Medicare and Medicaid payments, including disbursements to individuals overseas.
That's how much fraud he found.
Yes.
Over what period of time?
Since 2003.
Okay.
20-something years.
Still terrible.
Mm-hmm. Like, do we go to the point where we just don't have to pay Hey, all of us don't have, hey, we don't have to pay taxes. Like, I've been paying taxes for 25, 30 years now, and it's like, hey, you got screwed. You don't have to pay taxes anymore. That'd be awesome.
That'd be so awesome. Well, I've always said we should be able to elect whether we want to participate in Social Security or not.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what everybody says. There won't be anything left for us anyways, right?
Exactly. And honestly, people who work in our profession, we can make that money work obviously a lot better.
Right.
I mean, we don't pay. I mean, we pay a lot in social. Like the dollar amount in the grand scheme of things is not huge, but every dollar counts.
That's right. The Dow closed out up 242 points at $44,546 or points, 546 points. The S&P closed out at 6114, up 88.64 points. The NASDAQ closed at 20,026, up 503 points. West Texas crude closed at $70.87 a barrel, so it lost $1. The 5-year pretty much remained and the 10-year remained unchanged last week at 4.33 and 4.47 respectively. And SOFR is at 4.33. Real estate stocks. Healthcare led the way last week with REIT mortgage in second place and real estate services in third. The 1-month performance, healthcare is leading, mortgage is second, and real estate services is third. So positive week for the real estate stocks. Term of the week. Thought leadership.
What does that mean?
It's a fancy way of saying we want to sound smart.
Wow.
I didn't have a term this week, so I just asked ChatGPT to shit some out, and they gave me that one. That was the explanation it gave me. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That was funny. Well, we can try to call Jeffrey. I don't know. We had to bump this up, and he hasn't responded.
Yeah, like straight ghosted us.
Yeah, I called him earlier, and his phone went straight to voicemail.
Usually he gives a thumbs up or thumbs down and
something. Let's see.
Oh, they have President's Day off.
Oh,
he might be
straight to voicemail.
He might be strictly adhering to the company rules of federal holidays.
Yes.
Whereas you're just slave driving us. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
We negotiated these things.
We did.
Well, let's just be clear. Let's say what Will's talking about here. We give off all federal holidays.
Correct.
The day after Christmas and the day after New Year's are not Thanksgiving, not New Year's, sorry.
Yeah.
The day after Christmas and the day after Thanksgiving are not federal holidays.
They're actually full work days.
They're full work days, but no one will show up for work on those days.
Correct.
So we picked 2 holidays that we could sub out the day after for. And President's Day was one of those.
And the other was Flag Day. We have no vets, and the other day was Flag Day because that thing moves too.
No.
Right?
Is it? No, I don't think Flag Day is a federal holiday.
What was the other day, Bella?
It's Veterans Day.
We
took Veterans Day too because it doesn't have a set.
Correct.
It could be Wednesday or Thursday in the middle of a week.
Yeah. So Presidents and Veterans because it floats.
Yes.
And we don't have any vets.
Presidents doesn't float. We took Presidents because there's so many freaking. You can never get the first quarter of the year started.
Correct.
Because, week after New Year's, who works, right? Come on. Then the next week, got to go skiing, bro, And then the next week, it's Martin Luther King Day. And then all of a sudden, you're at President's Day. Wait, got to go skiing again, So next thing you know, you're into April and you're just starting to work for the year. So, anyways.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Good job, Ella.
Okay.
Well, hold up. What did you hate last week in real estate?
Well, that's what I was going to.
Okay.
What I hated about real estate last week. And I'm glad I picked this one because Jeff isn't here, but you can expound on this. I didn't even have to participate in what you told me about last week, but I am sick of the amount of email in real estate. I can't take it anymore. Like, I'm thinking about completely deleting my email.
Can you expound on that? Like, because you already, I'm not going to share what you've done.
Well, you can tell.
You've gotten rid of email off your phone.
Yeah, I don't have email on my phone. I might go to Flip.
Which
phone.
I think for you specifically is very smart because your email, we sit here and how many emails did you get over a 20-minute period? You probably get one a minute sometimes.
It's just like crippling. And then there's all these contractor companies. You got the project company bids. Hang on. Let me see. Like contractors bought email lists or something. I wonder if these people are even real.
Oh, the recruiter type deals?
No. Hold on a second. I have to be on every bank email. I have to be on luckily y'all saved me some of this, but here we go. Patricio. I've got an email from Patricio Juarez. Good morning, Mr. Mercer. Just dropping a brief message to ensure our services remain fresh on your mind. Here's what we're really good at. Wood framing, remodeling, painting, siding, flooring, tile, bathroom remodeling, doors installation, windows installation. We're eager and prepared to start on your projects. Appreciate you thinking of us. I didn't think of y'all. Y'all thought of me.
Sounds like he's part-time gangstering lots of trades.
Nah, I mean, he's a carpenter, right? I don't know, but like I get like 10 of these a week, 10 of these a day now. The amount of junk email is.
So just deleting it off your computer?
Yeah, what if I just deleted email? Just said.
You have one, but someone else
You're going to have to like print a piece of paper up and bring it to me. Isabel doesn't think that's a good idea. No.
The volume of title emails we got to close a loan last week, you would have legitimately jumped out your window.
I heard about it. I'm glad I wasn't part of it.
I think Thursday of last week, I got well over 100. Well over.
From that one transaction.
From one transaction. That was it was a less than $2 million loan. Nothing very complicated. Mostly from the title company.
Was it mostly incompetence from the
100% incompetence. Some UCC,
not national title, by the way.
No. Some technical stuff with attorneys with UCC. I don't know on the title, on the deed. Like they needed some last modifications. Totally justified. But I think it's a lot of people doing CYA right now.
Mm-hmm.
But geez, Pete, just pick up the phone.
Or learn how to read and comprehend.
Correct. And then people, the thing that bothers me is then they start splicing off on email chains, and I can't tie it back. And I'm just, excuse me, I'm just fucking lost. Like and it's just going and going and going. It's awful, man. What? No one answers their phone. No. Legitimately, very few people answer their phones these days, unless they're in the middle. They're real estate brokers, really.
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
Well, I hate email.
I almost responded to that. It's like, this transaction's closed and funded. I was so close to responding. Thank God, because this email chain is stopped now. Like it's too petty though. Like
I was talking with ChatGPT this morning. I always have little chats with ChatGPT.
Monologue.
I was like, can you just plug into my Outlook email and read it and tell me if there's anything I really need to respond to? And it said it couldn't do it. It gave me some options for some programs to look at.
You know, Bethany Babcock at Foresight, she has somebody reading her email all day. And she said that she'll go on vacation and oftentimes she'll come back and the urgent emails are between like 5 and 25 over like a 4 or 5 day period.
That's probably accurate.
Which is extremely manageable.
There's a lot of thank yous and appreciate it in emails. There's probably that's probably 50 emails a week of thank yous.
I've stopped sending those because I now hate them.
I don't send them either. It's too much.
It's too much. If you got me what I needed or what the team needed, I appreciate you. Not going to send it to the multiverse.
Well, I hate email. I hate it. Starting to hate text message too.
Yeah.
Maybe just go flip phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Real estate news. I got some.
Go.
The Emperor is expanding his empire.
Oh.
Jerry World expands to 12 acres next to the Star in Frisco. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones' real estate firm is moving forward on another mixed-use development in the Star in Frisco. Blue Star Land's preliminary plans to redevelop surfing parking lots adjacent to the Cowboys' headquarters were approved by the Frisco Planning and Zoning Commission this week. The Dallas Business Journal reported. 11.9-acre site in the northwest corner of Dallas and Warren Parkways. And the plan calls for 158 multifamily units, a hotel, 2 office buildings, and 2 parking garages. So, when you can't win football games, just keep winning in real estate.
It's a good deal.
Yeah. So it additionally, and this was in this article. I saw this article, but I was going to talk about it in a separate article, but it was in this one. Major transactions in the Dallas suburb recently include Toyota's 242,000 square foot full building lease at 4401 Sears Way, a timber frame structure developed by Crow Holdings. They developed a 242,000 foot office building and probably landed a 20-year lease with Toyota.
Wood built.
It's a pretty cool looking building. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
It's on 121.
I saw renderings a long time ago.
It's a good looking building.
What happens if it lights on fire? Does like the whole thing go?
I don't know. It's probably treated wood.
So it goes faster.
Fire treated. No. Gasoline treated.
Soaked in chemicals. I'm sure.
Let's see. Blue Star Land has a couple other mega developments in progress. It's adding $19 million in retail development to the gates of Prosper. I'm pretty excited. They got an Outback. I like Outback. I think it's a good value. But it's almost done. Tammany drove by the other day and took a picture. And she's like, it's an Outback. We didn't know what the building was till they put the sign up. We're pretty excited about that.
Are they developing that themselves?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they sold the pad site, but I mean, I think they own everything. So,
okay.
You know, it's ground lease or whatever it is. So.
Sure. Funny.
And they're also developing an industrial center on 120 acres it owns in Waxahachie with plans for future residential and retail components. Well, it's good to know he's really killing it in real estate because the Cowboys suck. Cowboys haven't gone to the NFC Championship in 30 years.
Oh, my gosh.
So if you haven't heard Michael Irvin's rant about the selection of Brian Schottenheimer as the coach, it's worth listening to because he makes some really good points. First off, he talks about how, sorry, I'm going off of, this is my problem with Jerry Jones. I think he's great. I wish he was a full-time GM of the Cowboys. But here we are talking about more real estate deals than most normal people can handle.
Yeah.
But he talks about how most fans of the Cowboys won't even know they were good. Oh, we talked about this last week, I think.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
No, it's
I won't
truth.
go through it again, but it's the truth. I would like to see him fully focus on the Cowboys.
Well, as somebody in early 30s, I don't really remember it.
Mm-mm. The other thing I had was the New York Stock Exchange is to launch a rebranded former Chicago branch in DFW.
To compete against Y'all Street? Or
the NYSE plans to reincorporate its Chicago branch in Dallas, Texas. The latest entrant into the fast-moving flight of newer existing exchanges in the Lone-Star State. Move comes after the planned Texas Stock Exchange filed for Securities and Exchange Commission's approval in late January. NASDAQ has also made moves into the Metroplex, announcing a regional management division to be based in Irving last year. NYSE's full, let's see, it's got to go through regulatory filings, but it sounds like they're putting, Dallas is going to become, Y'all Street's going to happen, it sounds like. Let's see. The Lone Star State also benefits from its central location. Hang on a second. So with investors like BlackRock and Citadel Securities, a Dallas-based TXSE, not NYSE, raised $120 million to create an alternative to the NYSE and NASDAQ. TXSE aims to host its first listings in 2026 and establish its headquarters in the heart of Dallas, including executive offices and a conference center and a broadcast center. Maybe we should go public.
Stop.
That's like a recap. It's exactly what it is.
It is.
We should go public.
Guys. Colonoscopy every quarter.
So what?
Guess, yeah.
You just hire someone on staff, resident colonoscopist.
Here comes your quarterly check.
Yeah.
Snap.
Get liquid though.
Yeah. Latex gloves snap.
That's all I got news. What do you got?
Lots. Buckle up. CPI, consumer prices rise 0.5, half point in January, higher than expected as annual rate rises to 3%.
Rate hike in the future coming?
I don't doubt it.
I was talking to DK, or one of our equity partners, and he goes, we were talking about debt on a deal, and he said, I think debt's going to go the other way this year.
I would not be surprised. I was talking to a banker, and he's like, hey, can we just talk offline? He's like, man, it's bad out there. He's like, we are seeing some really jacked up stuff.
Like defaults?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
People
it.
like trying to restructure. I have an attorney friend I talked to this weekend. He's not a bankruptcy guy at all. He's just a litigator. He's like, dude, I can count. He said, never been able to count the amount of bankruptcies on one hand. He's like, it's pushing two hands.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're going through it right now.
Yeah.
With we
are not.
No. Yes. Clarification. We're dealing with one of our tenants going through it right now, and it sucks. We're in this purgatory.
Yeah.
So it's
So core CPI ran at almost a half point and 3.3 respectively, also above forecast. Shelter costs continue to be a problem for inflation, rising 0.4 on the month. Food prices jumped 0.4. Energy prices climbed 1.1 as gasoline prices increased almost 2 full percentage points. Markets largely expect the Fed to stay on hold for an extended time and push the next rate cut probability out to September following the CPI report. That's anybody who's pushing for rate cuts.
It ain't happening.
It's because it's just shit's mispriced. Get over it.
Yeah.
Get over it. If you need interest rates to do your real estate job, you suck.
There's a bunch of people on Twitter though screaming, why hasn't Trump lowered prices already? Like he said he was going to. My eggs. Remember Jeff was talking about eggs? Everybody bitches about eggs right now.
I always at the grocery store thinking about Jeff bitching, ranting on people bitching. It was funny.
Well, I saw someone post about eggs. They said, hey, the eggs you're talking about that are $9 are the range-free, all organic, blah, 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 blah. If you just go buy normal eggs, they're like $3.
I know, but I am buying those bushy ass eggs.
Of course. Well, of course. I'm just saying, when people are using it as an example to be like, the working people just can't afford eggs. And it's like, well, no, there's an option.
Yeah.
Y'all just, want all these things to go on top of it. So eat your bleached eggs and shut up.
All right, moving on. U.S. consumer debt delinquency hits highest in almost 5 years.
Consumer debt delinquency. So is that credit cards?
Yeah.
Or is that,
yeah.
Did you see the post from the Miami boat show?
Yes.
No one was there.
Yes.
Because interest rates are too expensive to own a boat.
All those nice extra things. In the fourth quarter of 2024, U.S. consumer debt delinquency rates reached their highest levels in nearly 5 years. Approximately 3.6% of total household debt was in delinquency, according to the Federal Reserve. Total household debt increased by 0.5% to a record $18 trillion during this period. This rise was driven by a $45 billion increase in credit card balances, which grew at an annual rate of 7.3%. The number of credit card accounts also saw the fastest growth since 2007. Delinquency rates for credit cards and auto loans have been rising. In the fourth quarter, about 7.2% of credit card accounts became seriously delinquent, with the highest rate since 2011. Auto loan balances also rose moderately, with 3% of loans over 90 days overdue.
I mean, I would think that I feel like our tenant defaults are up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Joey, Saturday was
locking somebody out.
I think he had to lock multiple people out.
Yeah. Tenant defaults are up. There's some chink in the armor.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next. Bankrupt car wash exposes flaws in the private credit valuations. Zips went upside down.
Like, this is a big one. This is a pretty big BK, wasn't it?
Yeah, like $289 billion.
Billion?
Not billion, million. Oops, I'm reading it wrong. Whoa! Whoa! Sorry.
In all fairness, the term billion gets thrown around like millions. Like, isn't that crazy to think like $1 million? You're like, oh, it's not even that much money anymore.
It's really not.
It's really not.
It's kind of messed up.
It really isn't.
Zips Car Wash private equity-backed company filed for bankruptcy in early February 2025, planning to transfer control to its private credit lenders. Prior to the bankruptcy, Zips' debt was marked as safe by lenders, highlighting potential flaws in private credit valuations. The company's financial struggles are attributed to high debt levels, increased competition in the car wash industry. This situation underscores the risk associated with private credit investments and the challenges companies face when managing substantial debt amid competitive pressures.
Yeah. So
right.
What happens with all those sites?
I don't know.
No more car? No.
They just mark it down, and they're probably not bad real estate plays.
Probably a pretty good real estate play, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
major thoroughfare pad sites, probably tear them down and put a QSR there.
Or maybe it goes to a mom and pop group who operates like 4 locally.
Yeah.
I mean, these groups have did massive roll-ups. I had one down the street from me in Lake Highlands. Great. They had like 3 locations, 4 locations, scooped up, some PE-back group. I looked it up, 100 plus. Quality of the place just plummeted.
Sure.
Prices went up. So, price is way too high. You need to cut it. Moving on, Porsche plans to cut an additional 1,900 jobs by 2029. Sad.
Porsche?
Why?
They're just not selling them?
I don't know. Let's read. Car maker Porsche plans to cut an additional 1,900 jobs across the entire company over the next 4 years after a program that has already started was determined to be insufficient. The car maker aims to reduce the number of positions at its main sites in Southwest Germany, Stuttgart. I'm not going to try to even pronounce the rest of the names of the cities. Porsche, majority owned by Volkswagen, said it cannot announce any forced redundancies under a location safeguarding agreement until 2030. I'm not really seeing why.
Well, did you see this?
No.
Volkswagen Group is considering establishing production facilities in the United States for its luxury brands Porsche and Audi.
It's probably why.
To mitigate potential tariffs on imported vehicles.
3 more things I have, which is one's really funny. FC Dallas brings in big-time CRE developer for Toyota Stadium project. So it looks like the Hunts are partnering with Bill Colley to do their office.
That's cool.
Development up there. So get a little mixed use.
More mixed use in Frisco. Just what it needs.
Yes. So looks like Colley's building a couple buildings up there.
Well, good for him.
Yeah. It's beautiful to compete with the Star.
What are they? You know what they could do? They could just make it like Chiefs. They could put up a bunch of Kansas City Chiefs stuff. They could make it the teepee.
You know what's funny is the Hunts live in Dallas, but all that stuff goes on in Frisco.
Well, they live in Dallas. They own the Kansas City Chiefs.
And then they
own the FC Dallas.
Yeah.
Too. So, like, if you want to compete with the Star, just make it the teepee.
You're You're gonna get
It's very
censored.
insensitive.
Yes.
I
But
saw an Indian guy with a Redskins shirt on, and it said Caucasian.
that's funny.
So, okay.
Moving on, Neiman Marcus headquarters could leave City Place Tower. Move follows acquisition by New York-based Saks Global. Neiman Marcus is seeking to terminate its lease at City Place Tower. Dallas-based Next Point said it received notice of lease termination from Neiman Marcus, an iconic name in Dallas retail, on February 14th, but said it does not believe the lease allows for such termination. It's funny how tenants think they could just go ahead and throw the paper out the window. It's not applicable anymore. We're leaving.
Hello, we have an agreement.
Hey, you see this document here?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure for Neiman Marcus, it's like a couple hundred pages.
Yeah.
For ours, it's 20, but they still really just think they can throw it out. So, all right. And then the last one, this is funny because I tracked this, is I'm not sure if you saw out there, but Jamie Dimon went on a just tear.
Rant.
A massive rant, which was in a town hall. So I went into ChatGPT and I said, can you provide Jamie Dimon's return to office recording in a written transcript to me?
Boom.
No, not the whole thing. It actually did a pretty good job summarizing it. So for those of you who are not familiar, JP Morgan Chase's CEO is Jamie Dimon. He recently addressed employees regarding the bank's return to office policy during an internal town hall meeting. In a recording obtained by Reuters, Dimon expressed frustration with employees opposing the five-day in-office requirement. Bella, you're not going to like this. I'm sorry. Don't waste time on it. I don't care how many people sign that fucking petition. He emphasized the managers would not have discretion over remote work arrangements, asserting, there is no chance that I will leave it up to managers. Zero chance. The abuse that took place is extraordinary. Dimon criticized remote work practices, suggesting they hindered productivity and creativity. A lot of you were on the fucking Zoom and you were doing the following: looking at your mail, sending texts to each other about what an asshole the other person is, not paying attention, not reading your stuff. He also expressed frustration with bureaucratic inefficiencies, mentioning a wealth management matter that required 14 committee approvals. I feel like firing 14 chairmen of committees. I can't fucking stand it anymore.
That's awesome. Well, I guess the people that took those bets on Office are going to win. Office might come back.
Called it semi-deceased shit. Disease.
Why wouldn't Bella like that? She's here every day.
No, the expletives.
Oh, the expletives.
Sorry.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Bella is staunch.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
staunch.
In desk.
Yeah.
Early.
Bella is definition of ass in chair at office.
Yeah. Well, I guess those people that took those bets on in office is going to work. Probably going to work. Office probably going to come back.
Sure. Yeah.
You think?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know really much about how office leasing dynamics are. And
I don't either, but I'm just thinking the whole work from home thing might be kind of done.
He did go on, because I read some articles about it, and he's like, look, I'm not anti-work from home. There are some business units that work very efficiently at home. And he referenced some like consumer line products, like call centers and some operations. And he's like, he just said, and I'm paraphrasing, they actually work more efficiently at home, and they have tools and resources to monitor the efficiency, which I agree. I've worked in a call center, and you can definitely do that from home. I mean, they're going to have they're tracking everything, keystrokes, mouse, and all that, but it 100% can work from home.
Well, can't really do that in real estate.
No.
Well, that's all I got.
I've gone long enough.
Well, we'll see you next week, real estaters.
Goodbye.